Welcome to the podcast of School Beyond Limitations. In this podcast, you will learn how to guide your child through their school life with the intention to help them find their unique essence that will allow your daughter, your son to live a fulfilled and meaningful life. My name is Dr. Martina Geromin. I'm the co-founder and CEO of School Beyond Limitations. But first and foremost, I'm the designer of the school model of School Beyond Limitations, and which we have now called the Essence approach. As we all know, AI is not a future topic anymore. It is already in our daily lives of our students, of ourselves, of everyone out there. And it now depends on how we use it, whether we use it just, unconsciously or consciously. The question is never simply whether we use AI. Now it is about the level of awareness and mindfulness that is structured around it. And as educators and parents, we do have a shared responsibility in this. And this is what I'm going to more depth today in this podcast. So we are living, and I think there is no such thing that we can argue about that. We are really living in a world that is so fast-paced as it was never before. And this is something where we can access information, process information, and generate information easily and very, very fast. Young people, however, they navigate this largely without a specific roadmap. And that is exactly where education needs to come in, and where the partnership between school and families and home needs to be connected and intertwined. At SPL, we have always believed that engaging in real life is so important, and since artificial intelligence is just part of our today's life, we can't ignore it. And not only we can't ignore it, we need to embrace it, and we need to actually bring it on board. That, however, means that we need to look at it from a very mindful, as I said before, and balanced point of view. So I would like to go first into the genuine opportunities that AI actually allows us to see and gives us and our students, because AI can really personalize learning in ways that were never imaginable before. So basically, with the use of AI, a student, together maybe also with their facilitators and their parents, can use AI in a fashion that they can create a personalized program for them around any topic, whether they prepare for examinations, whether they prepare for a reading skill or a topic within any subject. And they can just say, can you please do this more on a more kinesthetic way, an experiential approach, or more on a visual way. So AI can really help a lot with this. It can also open doors into more creative ways and more intellectual ways of approaching their learning. And they can anticipate and brainstorm already ahead of time the curriculum and can make sense of the curriculum already. And if it's used really well, then it becomes a very exciting tool, and we should actually really see these opportunities and allow the possibilities that are out there to come into place. However, there are a lot of risks out there as well. And for sure, the greatest risk is not that students use AI. It is how they use it, whether they use it without even thinking about it. And if they use it without thinking about it and unconsciously and without critical, approach towards it, then it can be harmful. It can become harmful because they can't really make sense of what AI is creating for them. They can't really go with it. They can't go into depth. They can't really understand it and embody it. They may read it, but it doesn't make any sense to them. And on top of that, if I'm using it constantly, I don't really extrapolate within myself the skills of writing things together, of formatting an essay, for instance, and I pass on, all this responsibility to the AI tool, which creates a dependency. And that's a quite danger, because that means that a student and a human being is not anymore able to live without that. What if AI is not at their reach anymore? Then they can't do it anymore. And of course, a very important aspect is privacy. And privacy and safeguarding problems are often underestimated concerns, because if we share everything with our AI tools, and there are so many out there now, then we become transparent, and students need to understand that everything that they actually share with the AI bot is there for a lifetime, will actually open up their privacy to the entire world. And of course, we used to always talk about academic integrity, and that's also part of the equation. So the risk is that people do not anymore respect that what has been the output of the AI tool has not been produced by them. So it is oriented towards the outcome rather than the process. So we have possibilities there and we have risks there. And we need to look at the AI tool from a perspective of how can we use the tool in such a way that the student and ourselves can make use in an appropriate way, in a way that helps us grow even further than we used to do in the past. And this is what the SPL approach actually looks like. We do not restrict because of restriction compass, but we are here to help the students. I talked about roadmap before, and the roadmap will be organized around this inner compass, the inner compass that allows the student understand what makes me free by the usage of AI. How critically can I see it? Do I actually believe everything AI is offering me? Or do I build self-awareness around it? Do I build personal integrity around it? Do I build also critical thinking around it? And what we are doing at SPL is exactly that. We organize everything regarding artificial intelligence and the use of artificial intelligence around critical thinking, around the process, so that the student actually learns to showcase when they used AI and how they used AI and what the output was and what exactly came from them. So questions such as what is coming from AI, what did AI and how did AI help me in this, and what came from me. All those questions are very important. What did I give the tool from myself? Did I open up too much? Did I use my own name? And all of that, that's important what we do with the use of AI. And we have created this kind of framework around the use of AI, which we call AI agreements, where students understand, it's based on our innermost values, because it's not about rules, that we put on them. It's about the understanding that comes from within. If they understand from within, and I just make an example in a minute, if they understand from within, then they notice that it's not their product anymore, that it's not them, and they can't even understand it. And as mentioned just right now, a student of ours, and I think I already talked once about that student, who wrote an essay around the use of AI, and she specifically said at the beginning, this is something that I produced without the usage of AI because I'm aware, and she came up with also, the environmental issues around AI, and she was arguing why she did not want to use AI, because she wanted to showcase that everything that she was sharing with her class and the community was based on her own thinking. She used AI only to find further material, resources, and then she looked at those resources also from a very critical point of view. So, what I said at the beginning with regards to AI, since AI, like the internet number of years back, or the television, was something that was really radical, that was radically changing our world and our reality. AI has now changed our reality even much more than we used to see in the past, as I mentioned before. And anytime when something like that happens, this is a field that encompasses all life fields and life areas, which means that this is, education and having a common approach with regards to AI with parents is a must. So it's not an optional conversation. This is a conversation that is real, that we need to talk, because we can't separate the students, from school and their home life. And that's why we need to have this conversation together. And we also, our students need to see that values, attitudes, and behaviors are modeled not only in school, but they get also even more powerful if they are modeled at home. And it's a shared journey, and that's why we only recently held again, a parent meeting, a parent workshop around AI. Actually, we held workshops, 4 workshops throughout this school year, but always with the clarity and the intention that, this is a new reality for all of us. And when there is a new reality out there, which is coming so fast, then what gets created is uncertainty. And when I feel uncertain, then it doesn't help my child. And that's why we acknowledge this. We also acknowledge ourselves that we need to educate ourselves constantly. So this is the acknowledgement that we are in the same boat and that we do this together and that we have an aligned goal together. Then we realize that we can't separate the two and that we need to intertwine home and school. And this partnership, as I said before, really starts from honest conversations with the child at home, at school, and between the two, because we don't need, and parents don't need to be AI experts, and we most likely have not been AI experts at all, and we are not AI experts. We don't call ourselves AI experts, but what we call ourselves is mindful educators that look at AI and at all the possibilities, and we spend a lot of time with that. And one key aspect here is really that we show our students and our children that we are present, that we are curious, that we are willing to find answers together, and that we may not have all the answers, but that we are there with them, that we do not want them to navigate this new world that is so extremely broad, so deep, and we don't even understand it alone. And that's where the risk actually takes over, if we allow them to do that just by themselves, because then we create codependency, then we create, unconsciousness and not a mindful approach. So one of the most powerful moments in any educational aspect, but also around AI, is really navigating things together. So navigating things together with a child, with a student, and modeling also thoughtful uncertainty, because it's uncertain. So for us as SPL, we want this uncertainty to be acknowledged and to share it with our parents, so that families understand that we are here to support and we will not leave anybody alone. We actually do create this in a co-creative way, in a constructive way, so that everyone makes sense. We just had a meeting, as I mentioned before recently, where we talked about our AI agreements with the parents. And there was an interesting question coming from one parent who said, because we asked a number of questions to our parents because we wanted them first to brainstorm within themselves so that they connect with how they feel about it. Although we already had created AI agreements, and this parent said, I guess that you have already created the agreements. And we said, yes, we did. But we would like to go through this process with you because it's a process orientated approach, and that's why we need to look at it from that angle, because there is a bigger picture out there, and it's about how we engage with powerful things, and that can be passed on to our students. We want to teach and guide our students towards the usage of AI in a very responsible way, so that we are teaching them to move through a changing world with integrity, with awareness, with a strong sense of self, with a strong sense of understanding that what they do and how they use AI will shape their own lives. And this outcome is then far beyond, just a single tool and a single technology. It's an attitude that we want to support and nurture, because education at SPL has always been ultimately about the person and how the person navigates moments of challenging moments, moments of complexity, by being and understanding that within themselves they are the leaders of their lives, and they are, self-directed. They are critical thinkers. They know what is coming from the machine, what is coming from them, and they are honest and integer enough to say, this is coming from the machine, but I have understood what the machine is telling me. And AI will keep evolving, and as much as AI will keep evolving, we will continue, not start, we will continue asking even deeper questions. We will continue understanding that a machine will never be able to replace the human part of a human being, because that's relational, that's emotional, that's social, that's spiritual, and a machine can never be that. And what I would like to bring to ultimately, again, to the attention of everyone, it's really about the conversation that we have constantly with ourselves, with our students, and if they are based on values such as integrity, such as critical thinking, just as open-mindedness, as non-judgmental, as understanding that everything is a process and we can't stand still, and that we need to do this together as educators, because we should never ever separate, the role of an educator at school and the role of an educator at home. And if we bring that together, then we reach our students. And this is the aim in a world of AI that we can't just push away. Thank you for listening, and we will go into any other topic at a later stage. Thank you. At School Beyond Limitations, we support our students find their unique essence. Feel free to share the content of this podcast with other parents. We are here to show that your children can indeed bring their unique essence into life. So, reach out to us if you think that this is what you'd like your daughter, your son to experience, or apply through our website. Also, leave your comments, your questions, or your review about the podcast. Share it with others. And, as you know, sharing is caring.